using what we have been using for the last week and a half, it seems like. All right, but now we are looking at changes in dimension. Okay, we've talked about scale factor, I believe, at 2 different points in the year. So if I were to look at this cube and I looked at this one, what would the scale factor be to get from 4 to 8? 2, because it's what you multiply by, right? So my scale factor would be 2. So let's say, and I'm just making this number up, let's say that I multiply, or this, the area, surface area of this was 20. My scale factor is 2. What do you think the surface area of this would be?
40.
No. Okay, so that is, Caleb, filter, remember? That is the most common misconception with this, is that they see the scale factor and they want to just use the scale factor. Okay, now, here's what you have to know, is think about when we write down what the surface area of a cube is. All right, let's do that. So we have pH plus 2b. P stands for what?
Parentheses.
Perimeter of the base. Okay, so what is the perimeter of this? 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4? 16. What is the height? 4. All right, what does the big B stand for?
Area base. 24.
Okay, how do I find the area of the base of a cube? 4 times 4, which is 16.
Wait. Oh, I timed it by 6.
Hey, Fabian, pay attention. Put that down. You're not even writing what I'm writing. All right, put that in your calculator. What do you get?
96.
Okay.
I don't think Kennedy gave me back my calculator.
Well, that's too bad. You're gonna
She didn't ask. Caleb? No. Come, I have an extra one, Audrina.
Sorry, bestie.
Okay, now, did anybody else plug that in?
Yes, 96.
Okay, so 96. All right, when I am doing area, it is inches, what?
Square. Cube.
Squared. Area is squared. What is cubed?
Weighted volume.
Volume. Good. Okay, so if I square my units, all right, let's find the surface area of the large cube. So I have pH plus 2b. What is the perimeter of this base? 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8.
24.
What is 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4? 32.
8 times
So I have 32. There's 4 sides. Each side is 8. So 8 times 4 would give you 32.
Oh, 4.
Okay, what is my height? 8. All right, plus 2. And then the area of my base, I would do 8 times 8. 64. All right, plug that into your calculator. What do you get?
384.
300. All right.
384.
384. So at first, when I asked y'all, shh, if I am talking, you are not. Okay. So when I do 96, y'all said, you know, I would just multiply the scale factor. So 96 times 2. Did that give me what I have? Okay. When I asked y'all at the beginning, how would I get from here to here? If I had an area of 20, y'all said multiply by 2. All right. So I found the area. I had a scale factor of 2. So if I multiplied this area times 2, did I get the correct scale factor? No. But we said we do inches squared for surface area, right? So we have to square our scale factor.
I got it. 4.
So 96 times 2 squared.
384.
Is that what I got?
Yep.
So anytime you're trying to find the surface area, boys, focus. Anytime you're trying to find the surface area, you are going to multiply your scale factor squared. So we're going to write that. Whew, y'all are wearing me out today. Guys, if somebody is making you angry, you've got to be nice about it or just don't say anything. But y'all are being ugly today. All right, so you square your scale factor or area. Okay?
How'd you do that?
Well, I found, and that's the thing. Your problems are easier than what we just did. We found the surface area, Audrina, and I know to get from 4 to 8, I have to multiply by 2. That's my scale factor. Okay? So if I wanted to figure out what my surface area of my larger cube was, I'd multiply by the scale factor squared. Because think about it, area, we use units squared, right? So to find this, we use our scale factor squared. I'll show you what that means here. So the surface area of a rectangular prism is 78 centimeters squared. What is the surface area of a similar prism with dimensions that are 3 times as great as the original prism? Do y'all agree that this is our scale factor?
Yes.
So I would multiply it by 3, but times 3 what? Squared. What do you get?
702.
Okay, Jaden, can we let other people answer?
702.
Now, on
702.
the test, are you going to give them that, or they need to just memorize?
That's something that's not on their formula chart, so they're going to have to memorize.
Are we taking this test tomorrow?
No, well, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Are you going to be here tomorrow?
Saturday.
Monday.
No, and we didn't review. Jaden, that was not nice. Stop.
That's very rude.
Okay, so the surface area of a triangular prism is 34 square inches. What is the surface area of a similar prism with dimensions of 2 times? So 34 times what? 2 squared.
136.
So if it says similar, it means that you're gonna like
If it says surface area,
136.
surface area, you are squaring your scale factor.
That's the keyword you need to look at.
Yeah, because our next ones, it's going to say volume, and we're going to have to do something different.
Oh my god, there's We're a gonna fraction in use the next cubes one. For
That's
volume.
literally the only difference. Okay, so right here, I have a surface area of 352 square feet. If the dimensions of a similar box are smaller, guys, if I am multiplying by a number less than 1, what happens?
It's the same.
No. If I multiply it by 1, it stays the
It's
same.
negative.
No.
It's 0. It's a decimal.
It gets smaller. Okay? Because let's say I multiply 40 times 1. What happens?
40 times 1?
Yeah, what happens?
40.
It stays the same. If I multiply 40 by 2, what happens?
80.
Okay, it got bigger. So if it stays the same at 1 and it got bigger when I went up, what would happen when I go down?
Goes down.
It goes down. Okay, your number's going to get smaller. So right here I have a fraction. Is that smaller than 1?
Yes.
Okay, so if I'm multiplying it by a fraction squared, can I expect my number to get smaller? Yeah, a lot smaller, because that is a very tiny number. So you need to make sure, when I multiply it by a fraction, I put it in
I got
parentheses.
0.1527 repeating.
Okay. If I hit enter, it gives me what we called a trash decimal, right? I'm going to hit math, enter. So 1172 feet squared. Okay, so volume. All right, what is my scale factor? It's the same picture. What was our scale factor at the top?
2.
2. So to find the volume of a cube, it's the area of the base times the height. Well, how do you find the area of this base?
VH.
Okay, so 4 times 4, that gives me 16. What's the height? 4. Okay, what's 16 times 4? 64.
64. No.
Inches what?
Cube.
Cubed. Okay, so right here of the large cube, so we do base times height. Well, the area of the base would be 8 times 8. 64. What's my height? All right, so 64 times 8.
112.
512 inches cubed. Okay, so up here, I'm using square units, right? For surface area. Volume, what do I use?
Cube.
Cubed. So my scale factor is 2. I want you to multiply 64 by 2 cubed.
So 64 is your scale factor?
No, scale factor is 2.
256.
256. Is it? No. 64 times 2 cubed.
It's 256. Oh! And squared.
No, it's not. It's 512.
Y'all put the 2 besides the 3. That's what they did wrong.
You said
Oh.
Say what?
Said 2 cubed.
Yeah, y'all put the.
I guess
2
I mean, if
cubed.
it's cubed, you put 3.
Okay, so we should know now if I'm searching for volume, I'm going to cube your scale factor. So scale factor cubed. Okay, a triangular prism has a volume of 30 cubic yards. All right, so my volume is 30. If the dimensions of the prism are doubled, what does it mean when I double something? Times 2. So my scale factor is 2. Do we agree? Okay, but it's not 2 squared, it's 2 cubed. So 30 times 2
240.
cubed. Okay, if a rectangular prism has a volume of 512 cubic centimeters, what is the volume of a rectangular prism with dimensions of 1/4? So what's going to happen to my number? It gets smaller. I'm multiplying it by a number less than 1.
32.
Not 32. Did you put parentheses around the fraction?
Yes.
8.
Is it cubed or squared?
What did we put here, Jaden?
Cube, Jaden.
Yeah, 8. Sorry.
Okay, so if a cone has a volume of 432 cubic centimeters, what is the volume of a similar cone with dimensions of 1/3? So again, what my number should be getting? Smaller. Okay, it'd be 16. So what do you have to look for to make sure you are doing it right?
Cubed and squared. Easier.
Volume or surface area?
Okay.
Okay. We're just kind of going to skip over that picture. Okay. Okay, I want you to flip it over. Look at the bottom problem. The example, what does it say? Okay, look at that one. I want you to read it to yourself for a second. Jaden, Maddox, I'll put y'all's heads up. Mm-hmm. Okay. What is it wanting you to find?
The measurement for a standard hockey.
Volume and surface area. Okay, so I'm going to do a side for volume over here and surface area over here. Okay, so it gives us the measurement of a standard hockey puck, and then it says a giant hockey puck at the left has a dimensions that are 40 times the dimensions of a standard puck.
Got it.
All right, Jaden, I need you to be quiet for a minute, please. All right, so volume of a cylinder. I need to know that formula, right? So let's see. Volume of a cylinder. What is my formula? You can't see it right there.
B8. Oh, cylinder? Where is that? Oh, BH.
Okay, but what does the big B mean?
Base times
Area.
Area of the base. What is
Always right.
my base figure of a cylinder?
The big
sphere.
A circle. So it's going to be what? I have to do pi r squared times my height. So volume is BH, but that B, to find the area of a circle, I have to do pi r squared. Okay, what else after it says determine the volume and surface area is very important for us to read? Nothing?
I didn't hear the question. Use 3.14 pi.
Okay, we've been using our pi button, right? That's pretty much telling us that we aren't going to use it. It wants you to use just 3.14. So I'm going to do 3.14. What is my radius? 1.5. What's my height?
1.
If I multiply something by 1, is it going to change anything?
7.1.
No.
If you round,
But
unless you
did
wanna
it
put
say
the
to
whole
round?
No.
No.
So 7.065.
Okay. What is this? What volume is this of?
4.17.
Am I done for volume?
No.
Why not?
There's lighter.
Nope.
Actually, you can move
What am I multiplying it by?
2.
Nope.
Pi.
Nope. 40 what?
Cubed.
Cubed. Why am I multiplying it by 40 cubed?
It says.
It says 40 times. That tells me that is my what?
Your surface.
That's my scale factor. Okay, so 40 is my scale factor. So for volume, what do I do to my scale factor? Cube it. So times 40 cubed.
452,160.
is a huge number.
452,160.
That's your answer. Okay, now we've got to do the same for surface area. Well, what is my formula for surface area of a cylinder?
pH plus 2b.
2 pi RH plus 2 pi R2.
Squared. It's the long one. So it's 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. Now, we're not going to leave pi with the pi symbol, right? We have to plug in 3.14 for pi. The radius is still the same. My height is 1. So then I have 2. Maddox, writing this down?
What?
You heard me.
23.5. Inches squared.
Cubed. Squared.
I'm not done though.
You gotta add them together?
Nope.
You have to
Multiply
multiply
them
by
together?
cubic surface.
I have to multiply by my I have to multiply by my scale factor, but I'm finding surface area. So what do I do to my scale factor?
Multiply by 2. And multiply it by 40.
40 squared.
150,700. 1,507.
No.
3768.
Good.
How?
Did you do 23.55 times 40 squared? Okay, so your biggest thing that you're going to have to pay attention to on the homework is whether it's looking for surface area or volume.